Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, Starseed Astrologer and Spiritual Messenger from SacredSoulEmpowerment.com, here to do your weekly intuitive reading for Monday, February 28th through Sunday, March 6th, 2022. For this week's weekly reading, we're going to be using the Angel Tarot deck by Radleigh Valentine for the main message for everyone. Your special message card this week, depending on your stone of choice, is going to be coming from the Angels and Ancestors deck by Kyle Gray. Just a reminder that this brings us into a new month, the new month of March 2022. So you want to go onto my YouTube channel to watch the overview of the whole month of March, including the astrological transits of significance, the numerological energy vibration for the month, messages from our angels and guides for the collective, as well as a special message card depending on your stone of choice for the month. So let's go ahead and come back to the present here, our weekly intuitive reading. Let's go ahead and look at your stones of choice for this week's special message card. So our first stone of choice here, and these are all special intention pendants, which I've wire wrapped and Reiki'd and filled with special intentions, is Purple Aura Quartz. Isn't that beautiful? Definitely even matches the background, doesn't it? So Purple Aura Quartz, this is wrapped in silver wire, and it's Reiki charged with the vibration of Master number 33, the number of Christ consciousness and Master Teacher energies. The qualities of the planet Uranus are infused into this for connection to the God mind and other dimensions of time and space. The qualities of the sign of Aquarius are infused into this for the ability to vocally transmit higher information and knowledge. The activation and balancing of the crown chakra to open up to claircognizance and channeling ability. And the energies of Archangel Raziel, the Archangel of Alchemy and Divine Magic, as well as Archangel Metatron to connect to one's own Akashic records. Okay, your second stone of choice is beautiful lepidolite. Wow, that just kind of flashed, didn't it? It's got a reflective quality to it, doesn't it? So this shiny reflective lepidolite is wrapped in silver wire and Reiki charged with the vibration of the number 7. Very spiritual number of deep psychological connection to subconscious patterns and the healing of those patterns. It has the qualities of planet Pluto infused into this one, planet of transformation, transition, and transmutation of lower vibrational energies and thoughts. The energies of the element of water for gentle flowing release and emotional healing. The energies of Archangel Raphael, the Archangel of healing the emotional and physical bodies. Archangel Haniel, the Archangel of intuitive and psychic and healing abilities. And then also Saint Germain, the Ascended Master of the Violet Flame of Transmutation. Okay, and then our third stone of choice is this beautiful iolite. It's kind of a purple-blue sort of color, purpley-blue iolite wrapped in silver. And this one is Reiki charged with the vibration of the number 11, the number of the spiritual light worker, leadership, and the visionary. This one has the energies of the sign of Pisces infused into it to increase psychic abilities and astral travel, activation of the third eye chakra for clearer intuitive vision and clairvoyance, and stronger connection to your spiritual guides and higher self. And then this one has the energies of Archangel Haniel, Archangel of intuition and healing abilities, and Archangel Raziel, Archangel of alchemy and divine magic. Okay, so let's show you those once again here. We've got the Purple Aura Quartz. So this is they're all kind of crown chakra stones. And then we have the lepidolite. Whoops, that jumped out of my hands. And then the last one is the iolite. Okay. So as you're thinking about that, let's talk about the astrology for the week. We start out on Tuesday, the 1st of March, with the sun, which is now in Pisces. And the sun is our ego. It's our personality. It's the lens through which we shine our light. And right now we're shining our light through the lens of Pisces. So this is all about creativity, artistic, visionary expression, spirituality, fine-tuning our own intuition and psychic and healing abilities, unconditional love, compassion, forgiveness, all of those wonderful Piscean qualities. And the sun in Pisces is in a positive sextile connection to Uranus, which is currently an earth sign Taurus. Now, Uranus spends about 7 years in each sign of the zodiac, and it's been in Taurus here for a little while. It currently, I believe, is at 11 degrees of Taurus, so it still has another 19 degrees to go before it moves into Gemini. So it's going to be a little while that Uranus is in Taurus. But Uranus is known as the Great Awakener. Uranus is known as the planet of the unexpected. Uranus is high vibrational God-mind energy. So it's like blasting open your crown chakra and allowing yourself to receive a download of higher information, or to receive and allow yourself to be a channel for information and guidance from the higher realms. So the sun is in Pisces, which is a pretty psychic, intuitive, and spiritual placement already, and it's sextile Uranus on Tuesday. Actually going into Wednesday, depending on what part of the world that you live. So this gives us an opportunity, because sextiles are always an aspect of opportunity. And when you have an opportunity, when you're presented with an opportunity, you have to be aware, you have to be on the lookout for what that opportunity is. And then when you recognize it, you have to take some sort of action. So this requires some sort of active participation on your part to activate these psychic, intuitive, higher vibrational, higher dimensional qualities or connections or information or aha moments or vision or epiphanies or whatever this has to do with. This could bring some unexpected download, for instance, of creative energy. Like all of a sudden you get a vision and a visual with your imagination of where you need to go next towards your future goals, for instance. That's one possible definition of, what to be on the lookout for, that energy. This can bring in, again, a sudden unexpected epiphany or aha moment or situation or circumstance, again, or opportunity that comes your way. So I feel like it's a very positive connection between two positive planets. Not that any planets are negative. And then on Wednesday the 2nd, we actually have a new moon, but right before the new moon, we have Mercury connecting with Saturn. Now, Mercury is the planet of the mental realm. It rules our thoughts, perceptions, ideas, our communication style. Right now, it's in Aquarius. I feel like Mercury likes being in Aquarius because Aquarius is an air sign, and Aquarius comes up with these new ideas and new possibilities and a vision for where they want to go. And Aquarius is very future oriented. Sometimes it's scientific or technological in nature. So for instance, the communication, the thoughts, the ideas, the epiphanies can be surrounding technology issues or working with computers or building your website or coming together with groups of like-minded people is another thing that Aquarius likes to do. So this can be about networking and communicating with other people, reaching out or answering other people's messages. Now, when it connects with Saturn, it can have one of two effects. Saturn can be limiting and restricting. So it can kind of restrict or limit our ability to envision or create with our mind or come up with these new ideas. It can cause a little bit of mental depression or frustration. Or Saturn can have this very grounding, structurizing kind of effect, where whatever ideas we might be coming up with, Saturn can help us to manifest those. Or because Mercury in Aquarius has this kind of highly electrical charged sort of energy to where we feel like we're kind of buzzing, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But Saturn can help to kind of ground us a little bit. It can ground that mental energy so we don't feel so flighty or so nervous or so anxious. So it can have a positive or a not so positive effect. And that would be depending on other things in your astrological chart. It can depend on, your kind of mood and where you're at mentally and emotionally to begin with. But the fact that this occurs right before the new moon in Pisces, the new moon is at 12 degrees of Pisces on Wednesday. So Mercury connecting with Saturn, this is just in that dark of the moon phase. The dark of the moon phase right before the new moon is when we're really kind of internalizing things. We're going within. We're in contemplation or meditation mode. We're really processing something on a deeper level. So Saturn can maybe help us to ground those mental energies and process something a little bit better. Or again, like I said, if we get caught in this rut, mentally speaking, it can bring a little bit of frustration or depression. So choose how you want that to manifest and put that intention out to the universe. Now, this new moon at 12 degrees of Pisces. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. So usually with Pisces, we have this energy of completion because it's the last sign of the zodiac, but this is a new moon. And new moons are about new beginnings. And so you might find that this cycle from the new moon on the 2nd of March until the full moon, which is 2 weeks later, might be full of this combination of endings and new beginnings. The Pisces energy is kind of tying up loose ends and bringing things to completion or bringing things to an end on some level. And then the new moon cycle, as the new moon connects and then as it starts to wax and grow bigger, is about planting new seeds and moving in new directions or coming up with new ideas. So you might find again that there's interconnection between endings and new beginnings happening. This new moon at 12 degrees of Pisces will actually sextile Uranus, just like the sun on Tuesday was in that sextile to Uranus. So there was an opportunity there with our ego self and our personality self and how we're shining our light. Now the moon is sextile Uranus as well. Okay, and so this can bring opportunities in regards to me, our emotions, emotional healing, or empathic ability, or intuitive abilities, because that's what the moon rules. The new moon is also connecting to Jupiter. Now, Jupiter is already and has been in Pisces for the last few months here, since the beginning of the year. And Jupiter is about growth and expansion, blessings, abundance, and prosperity. So it might be said that this new moon, this time of new beginnings, has this Jupiter blessing energy surrounding it. Like whatever it is that we decide to initiate or begin will have an abundant, prosperous, and blessed effect. There'll be blessings coming in as a result of that. Now, because it's Pisces, we might have to wait for the vision to meet manifestation. In other words, Pisces is all about our imagination and the vision and kind of seeing or intending something, but it doesn't manifest right away with Pisces. So we might have to have a little bit of patience and wait for divine timing for our vision to actually translate into manifested reality. But it's still a great time with Jupiter, the Jupiter blessings, to initiate or plant something new, plant a new seed in a new direction. On Thursday, the 3rd of March, We have both Mars and Venus connecting with Pluto on the same day. So this is pretty interesting. Mars is the warrior, Venus is the lover. In fact, these two together are the lovers, right? I mean, just Venus rules relationships and our values and money and finances. Mars rules energy, action, forward movement, and again, this warrior, assertive energy kind of spirit. So with them both connecting with Pluto, the planet of death and rebirth and transformation and regeneration and change and renewal, I feel like this is a good thing. It's a good thing for relationships that have been trying to heal from some past situation or circumstance, because both Venus and Mars are on the same page here with Pluto. So there's an empowering effect for each individual and an empowering effect for the relationship. But also Mars and Venus are in Capricorn at the moment. And Capricorn can be about business, career, our life path, our goals, and our ambitions. So even on that mode of reality, you know, even when it comes to projects we're working on or the goals that we're working towards or something to do with our career and our life path, Pluto again has this death and rebirth and empowering transformational effect with that as well. And that comes again the day after the new moon. And then we're going to skip ahead to Saturday the 5th of March. And on Saturday the 5th of March, both Mars and Venus are now moving into Aquarius and ending the day on Saturday by coming together exactly at 0 degrees of Aquarius. Now, this is interesting because Venus and Mars have already come together, or what we call a conjunction, once recently on February 16th. February 16th. Which was the day of the full moon in Leo, by the way. So on full moon in Leo day, February 16th, Mars and Venus came together and conjunct in the sign of Capricorn. Again, more goal-oriented, ambitious, business-minded, career-minded. Let's put work and effort towards something. And that work and effort could have been towards relationship matters as well. Now they've been traveling, Mars and Venus, traveling together very closely since then. Actually, before then, right? Before then they were traveling closely. They came together February 16th exactly. Then they've been traveling closely with each other since then. Like I said, they both connect with Pluto on the same day, Thursday of this week. And then on Saturday, they both move into Aquarius, air sign Aquarius, and then come together for a second conjunction. So this isn't necessarily typical, right? For them to come together and conjunct twice within the span of about a month or so, less than a month. The reason why they did this is because Venus was retrograde, right? And so because Venus was retrograde, she was moving a little bit slower as she was slowing down to turn retrograde, and then she was slowing down again to turn back to direct motion, and that's why Mars was able to kind of keep up with her. Now they're both moving into Aquarius. So what does that mean? So now the warrior forward momentum energy of Mars is put towards Aquarian humanitarian ideals, ideas, new visions. And you know where it wants to go in the future, putting its energy towards the mental realm. Venus as well, you know, considering Venus in the rulership of relationships, she's going to be more independent because Aquarius is very independent, beat to the beat of your own drum, freedom oriented. So in relationships, both Mars and Venus there wants more freedom and more independence. Doesn't mean that they don't want to be with each other. It just means they need more freedom and independence to express their own individuality, their own uniqueness. In kind of business matters or career matters, again, we can be very visionary and have a lot of new ideas, a lot of new perspectives of where we want to go. And because of that humanitarian element of Aquarius, Mars is putting its energy towards networking with new people, reaching out to different people, And Venus is more of the attraction principle, right? Mars puts its energy out like the warrior. Venus wants to receive it and attract it. So she is attracting new connections. Mars is looking for new connections. So this is a great time to kind of connect with new groups, take classes, teach a class, send out those emails, send out some texts, make some phone calls. It's a great time to reach out with that conjunction. And as they come together exactly on Saturday the 5th, it's kind of initiating a new cycle within all sorts of relationships, right? Venus and Mars are the lovers, but not just in romantic relationships. There's a new cycle being initiated in all relationships at this time. So that's a little bit about what's going on astrologically. Let's shift our attention. Actually, I'm going to stay on camera, so we're not shifting our attention too much here in the way of the camera view, but we're going to look at what the messages from our angels and guides are for this week. So I've already done a meditation, I've already shuffled the cards, and we're going to see what 3 cards came out. So the first of those 3 cards, first card is the 10 of Air, okay? The 10 of Air is like the 10 of Swords in the traditional tarot. Now, the 10 is the last of the minor arcana cards before we get to the court cards, the page, the knight, the queen, the king. So the 10 being the last of the minor arcana is saying we're nearing a completion of something. We're either completed with it or we're very near the end of something, the completion of something. The suit of air is about the mental realm. So we're coming to the end of a way of thinking, of perceiving, of believing about something, or in communication, an end of an old way of communicating. Something wasn't working, right? Something's been challenging. We have to shift the way we're communicating, or we have to shift the way we're looking at something or perceiving something. So the 10 of Air is saying that we're nearing the end of that. And it says at the bottom, the end of a difficult situation. Embrace the change. Well, I'm sure a lot of us are ready to embrace the change and expect things to get better now. Well, that's exciting. Embrace the change and expect things to get better now. And then it does say recovering from an addiction. So that addiction could have been, what we typically think of as addiction, but it could also be the addiction to drama or the addiction to a negative thought. The addiction to a negative belief system that maybe we've carried since childhood, and we really over the last few weeks had to move through that and do some healing surrounding that. But it is time to let it go. We see here in the imagery a pack of unicorns, it looks like. And the pack of unicorns, there's one here, I don't know if you can see very clearly, but there's one unicorn here that's breaking away from the group. There's a group of them here. They're kind of headed in a certain direction, with this one kind of leading the way. But this one here, this one's kind of turned away from the group, and it's like breaking away. So this is saying as we're nearing the end of a situation or circumstance, or the end of a way of thinking or believing or processing or communicating, that we're needing to kind of break away from the rest, right? Whatever the rest is. Maybe there's a family thing going on, and you might have to break free of what that family drama is all about. Maybe those aspects within yourself, right? Because we have a conscious mind and a subconscious mind and a superconscious mind, and we have our ego self and our higher self, and maybe our higher self is helping us to break away and break free of the rest of the dynamics that's going on within us in regards to an old perception, thought, or belief system. So either way, we're nearing the end of some sort of challenging, difficult situation, and we need to embrace that change and believe that things are going to get better now, okay? Will it with your mind, because this is a suit of the mental realm. So really choose a new way of thinking or perceiving about something. Let's look at the second card. Okay, turning it over. Okay, the second card is pretty heavy duty. It's Major Arcana 16. In this deck, it's called Life Experience. Life Experience with Archangel Chamuel. Now, Archangel Chamuel is the archangel of soulmate relationships, but he's also the archangel that helps us with our life purpose. So whatever your life purpose is, maybe you don't know what it is, maybe that's part of what's going on for you. Call in Archangel Chamuel and ask him to show you what your life purpose is, assist you with your life purpose, give you the people, the circumstances, the situations, the opportunities that will help you further your life purpose. But now life experience, this is Major Arcana 16. In the traditional tarot, it's like the Tower card. And the Tower card sometimes can be pretty heavy duty. It's like having the rug pulled out from under you. Everything seems to be just so. And whether that just so is a positive experience or a not positive experience, everything just seems to be going along at a particular kind of steady pace or in a similar fashion. And then all of a sudden, this element of surprise comes in. The rug gets pulled out from under you. This life experience comes into play and says, you know what, we need to shake things up a little bit. And the shaking things up a little bit usually happens on an external level with the Tower card. In other words, it could be something with your job or career that's outside of your control, or something happens in a family relationship or interpersonal relationship. Maybe somebody speaks their truth and it's outside of your control, and it's something that shocks you, and it's like, what's happening here? So it feels like, again, with the Tower, that something is outside of your control, some environmental, circumstantial, in your environment thing is changing. It says at the bottom, a significant life event. So a significant life event is happening. Again, whether it's career, finances, romantic, family oriented, it could even be health related, okay? And then it says a powerful revelation that leads to change, a powerful revelation that leads to change, an epiphany, an aha moment, like, oh my gosh, that, now things are starting to make sense. Even if it's challenging, it now starts to be clearer to me. And then it says, time to spread your wings. So it almost has that feeling too, that whatever changes are happening, it frees you up. Just like this Ten of Air says to embrace change. Embrace change. There's something completing. There's something coming to an end or something here. And I don't want to say necessarily that something's ending, but something is definitely shifting or changing. And again, it could be a situation, but it could also be something within you. Something that, again, an old subconscious pattern or way of living, way of thinking that you've held for a really long time. Even if on some level you consciously knew that this is something that I need to heal. This is something that needs healing for me. Okay, you might know that consciously, but it still kind of sucks you in, and you're on a hamster wheel, and your emotional buttons get pushed, and then you react unconsciously or subconsciously to whatever that is. Now it becomes clearer. Now you have more ability to step up to the plate and say, you know what, it stops here. No more. I'm not moving forward in this belief system anymore. I'm making the conscious change, I'm having a conscious awareness to make a conscious change about this right now. So again, that's if it's something internally going on. So a significant life event, a powerful revelation that leads to change, and time to spread your wings. It's time to move up in your evolution and growth. It's time to not hold yourself back. This, all of a sudden, it pops into my head. This is just a for instance. You're in a job or in a career, you don't like it, but it provides you with a sense of security because it's that weekly or monthly paycheck. But every morning you wake up, you don't look forward to going to work, and all of a sudden the rug gets pulled out from under you. You go to work one day, they say, I'm sorry, we have to let you go. And you're like, what just happened? And you have a sense of fear, but you also have a sense of relief because you didn't really like it to begin with. It frees you up, and it allows you to spread your wings towards moving towards your truth. What it is that you really want to do, what it is that you're really passionate about here. So this angel is walking away from the Tower, okay? The Tower represents, again, something that provided some stability, whether it be, again, a situation or an internal belief system. It provided one with some sense of stability or familiarity, but it's time to free yourself from that, and the universe is going to help you, and it's time to walk away and move towards something better. This angel's walking away from the tower. She doesn't necessarily know where she's walking to, but she's got these beautiful red flowers or beautiful red roses she's walking into, and so she knows it's going to be okay. Okay, she's walking towards something beautiful. Let's look at the last card here. So let's see. Oh my gosh, it makes so much sense. The Ace of Air. The Ace of Air, new beginnings. So we had the Ten of Air about endings and completion, and now we have the Ace of Air. They're both on a mental level, right? Air, the suit of air, deals with ideas, thoughts, perceptions. And interesting that it's not water element. We had no water here, and the new moon is in water sign Pisces. But the air element, like Venus and Mars moving into Aquarius, for instance, Mercury is already in Aquarius, Saturn's in Aquarius, all of that is the air element. So this new beginning seems to be more like it starts out with a thought, right? Again, when we're planting new seeds in the new moon in Pisces, it might take a little while for the manifestation to occur because the water is more of the imagination, while air is more of the idea. So it's still, again, this intangible energy. It's like merging that imagination, the intuition of the water, Pisces, and merging that with the idea, the thought, the perceptions, the perspectives of air, Aquarius. And as we plant those new seeds, and here we have a Pegasus, right? Pegasus spreading its wings. So interesting that this last card said it's time to spread your wings and has an angel. This one has a Pegasus with huge wings expanded out, okay? So really getting ready to take that leap, to take that jump into something new. So that's quite exciting. It says brilliant new ideas and inspirations, seeing the truth of a situation, and a challenging beginning. Now, sometimes the suit of air or swords with its new beginnings causes a challenge because, again, the mind wants to go back to what it's familiar with. The mind wants to stay safe, right? The mind, part of the ego, well, we have a lower mind and a higher mind, right? But the lower mind wants to be in a place of safety. And when we jump into the unknown, when we take a risk or a leap of faith, we're not sure what's going to happen. We're not sure where we're going to land. We're not sure what the direction is because we can't see that far ahead. So there's an element of risk there, and that brings in sometimes fear. That's why it says a challenging new beginning. But if we can move past that fear and we can instead have this sense of adventure and excitement like a child would, right? Children, normally they just get excited. Something's presented to them and they're in the moment. So stay in the moment. Whatever the idea is, follow the idea. And it's okay if you get redirected down the road, right? But it's time to take that leap of faith. It's time to spread your wings and move into your truth. Okay, let's see what your special message card is depending on your stone of choice. Let's look at them one more time. So we've got that purple aura quartz. Okay, look at how beautiful that is. Purple aura quartz. We've got the lepidolite. And then we've got the iolite. Okay. All right. So for the purple aura quartz people, let's give this a shuffle. Special message card for purple aura quartz people. Okay, the one that's my finger's touching down here on the bottom, or it was on the bottom, just won't let me go forward. It says, I'm going to say this wrong. Shaolin Master, be graceful in movement and action. So I'm sure somebody knows how to say that, right? Shaolin Master, okay? Be graceful in movement and action. So to me, it has this feeling of like, go with the flow, stay balanced, be graceful in your movement. So not jerky movements, it's not like headstrong Mars energy, right? This is more like flowing, receptive Venus energy. This is more like staying in a place of peace and balance and trust and faith, and just kind of going with the flow and moving like the water, right? And it is a new moon in water sign Pisces. So let the current of life take you where it will. You know, let your imagination take you where it will. And even if you do take some sort of action or make some sort of movement, do it in a flowing, easy way. Let things unfold naturally and in divine timing, right? It doesn't mean we don't take action. You can still take action, but don't force it. Don't push it. Don't get frustrated or impatient about it. Just kind of move with grace and peace and flowingness. I'm trying to remember what this is right here. He's holding, I don't know if it's a cicada or if it's, I don't know what that is. I know one of you knows. It's on the tip of my brain. So, but anyway, it's like he's just, look at, like an animal, right? When you walk up to an animal, sometimes it runs away, right? It's like it doesn't know what a human being's going to do. And so this is like the master who can, through his peace and flowing movement and his calm nature, kind of subdue the savage beast. Not that this is a savage beast, but he can like subdue the energies so that there's no fear. There's no fear here, and nothing or no one around him is going to be in a place of fear. So I feel like that's kind of the flowing energy that you want to have right now in this week. All right, so those of you that chose the Lepidolite people, what's the special message for this week? This one's caught my eye here. Lepidolite people, Earth Guardian, okay? Earth Guardian, and it says, stay rooted and grounded. So this has a similar feel as well, right? Stay rooted and grounded, right? Don't get all chaotic, don't get all flighty, and flighty might be easy to do with both Mars and Venus moving into Aquarius, and Mercury being in Aquarius. So we want to make sure that we stay rooted and grounded and focused and stable and in a feeling of security as we move throughout this week. There's a lot of green here in the card, right? Earth, green. Green to me is healing, heart chakra. There's even though a green kind of gem stone here at the third eye chakra. So this to me is keeping your psychic sight in a very grounded, peaceful place, right? I mean, we can get in a space where like psychic visions come at us very quickly and very fast, and sometimes it might be overwhelming, but this to me is staying very grounded and peaceful, and maybe even allowing healing here with all that green energy, allowing healing of the mind, healing of our ability to envision something. Allow healing to take place. And he's wearing green. This Earth Guardian is totally wearing green. So be in a space of heart chakra healing, heart chakra stability, heart chakra self-love, self-nurturing, right? And get out in nature. I mean, this getting out in nature, walking on the ground barefoot, walking on the beach, on the sand, burying your feet in the sand, touching with or communing with a tree, hugging a tree, speaking with the flowers or the fairy realm, even working with wood or gardening, getting your hands in the earth or putting them on the earth. All of these things are going to have a hugely grounding effect. Even burning herbs like sage, like a sage stick, because herbs are from the earth, or working with crystals, depending on what the crystals are, because crystals are from the earth. All of these can have a hugely grounding effect, or work with grounding crystals. So we're talking about like the jaspers. I feel like staying with some of the brown or tan stones like jaspers and the mahogany obsidian, tiger's eye, things of that nature would be very soothing and grounding for you. All right, let's see what the Iolite people are. Oh, we're at 40 minutes already. Okay. Iolite people, special message. Special message for Iolite. Wow, that one was just pushing right up there. Wise one. And the wise one has an owl there and a crescent moon. So we're talking very shortly after the new moon here. And the wisdom and knowledge of the owl comes in here. And it says, grow within your current situation. Grow within your current situation. That means be in the present moment. See what the present situation is offering you in the way of growth and evolution of your soul, understanding it, using that higher wisdom to understand, why is this happening? What's the purpose of this? Why did that person say that to me? Or why do I keep attracting particular people or certain situations into my life? What is it supposed to be teaching me? Those are all questions that the wise one would ask, right? The wise one isn't going to judge or get frustrated. The wise one is going to stay grounded and peaceful and look for the deeper meaning of all situations and circumstances. And using that owl as a totem, that owl is going to be bringing wise messages to the wise one. And this does look like it's shortly after the new moon, that shortly after the new moon, you come into some sort of deeper understanding about something, that you're able to, again, grow within your current situation. Okay? All right, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed this weekly intuitive reading. Thanks so much. Don't forget to check out that monthly intuitive reading for the month of March. Sending you all lots of love and light and many, many angel blessings as we all move forward into this new cycle of energy. So I will see you all again very soon. Namaste.